Salt and anxiety. Interesting. Chad?
Come on.
Chad, what are you doing? Chad. Yo, dog. Chad. Chad, what are you doing, dude? Oh, hey, what's up, dude? I have an erection. I'm trying to get a good waist going on here with the Waist Shrinker 9000. Why don't you just watch one of Preston Gifford's videos? The guy is pretty jacked. He's got a great back transformation. I think he's gonna actually drop a new video showing his transformation. I think today, actually. Oh, that guy? I mean, come on. He seriously has gyno. He's losing his hair, and he needs to lose a few pounds. That's called shredded. Excuse me, he's totally not natty. Wow, you sound just like all the haters in his comment section. Ironic. All right, Chad, well, have fun there, buddy. Oh my God, Chad! What is up, guys and girls? It is Preston here today. Welcome to a new video. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Today we're going to be going over my back transformation. It's going to just be a sit down and talk video. It's pretty simple. I've got 3 things to go over with you guys as to how I did this. You guys are going to really enjoy it. Before we start the video, I just want to go ahead and just say if you guys are new here, please subscribe. Only 15% of you guys watching right now currently are subscribed, which is absolutely insane. So if you guys are a part of the 85%, please subscribe. We're on the road to 100K. We're gonna get there. It's gonna be fantastic. It's gonna be freaking huge. How you doing? Okay, so into the transformation. Here's where I started. Here's where I am now. Boom. So that is what is going on here. Now, this has been about 5 years or so of training. About 15, 16 is when I started, and now we're 21 years old. So very, very decent timeline there. 5 to 6 years, not bad. There are 3 things that I did throughout the transformation that I think that you guys should do or try and do to the best of your ability. Everyone is different. We all have different genetics. So some of you guys may do this and see the exact same results or better. And some of you guys may do this and see the exact same results or worse. It doesn't matter whether or not you see the same results, better or worse. We're all different. Either way, what you can take away from this is that these 3 things will help you get better and progress towards your goal. Whether that's slow, fast, or medium, it will help you in the end. Let's go. Number 1, you guys need to be in a surplus to grow. I say this every single day, but people ask me the same question. Preston, how do I get big? How do I put on size? And the first thing I ask is, are you eating enough? And they go, yes, I am. And I go, how much are you eating? And they say this, well, I'm eating this, and this, and I'm still not growing. And my answer is, then it's not enough. You need to be eating in a surplus. You have to eat more than you need to eat to maintain your weight. If you're eating food right now and properly training and properly sleeping, and you're not growing, you are not eating enough. It's that simple. So next on the list is something that I didn't think about for a good bit when I first started training. I really wish I did. And this is focusing on width or thickness. There are going to be people out there that naturally have a thicker back. Then there are going to be people out there that naturally have a wider back. Now, if you have both, okay, stop the ego talk, okay? Excuse me. One of them is better than the other. You're not gonna be a Mr. Olympia when you're first born, okay? One of them's gonna be better than the other. They might both be awesome, but one's gonna be exceptional, okay? You have to be able to distinguish, do I have a wide back or a thick back? And kind of, you know, distinguish that. Whichever one is lacking more than the other one, focus on that one more than the one that you're already very developed on. So for me personally, being over 6 foot and being a thinner guy, naturally, I was a pretty wide guy, having a wider shoulder and smaller waist physique. So for me, I focused on my width when I first started. And, you know, hear me out, like, that's great. Like, I got a really wide back. But eventually you kind of just max out. Like, you can only get so wide. And so once you get to that point where you're like, damn, you know, this looks pretty good. So I should have focused on thickness a little bit earlier, which I didn't do that until later on. And I was like, why does my back not have a lot of definition? Like, it's nice and wide, and don't get me wrong, like, it had a good amount of definition there, but why is it not popping the way that I thought it would? I thought with all the work I put in, I thought it would be thicker. And that's what you don't realize is that thickness, back thickness is what gives you the detail. When you hit that double bicep, what gives you those rocks and all those grooves in your traps and where your rear delts tie into your lat and all that, that's from horizontal pulling movements like rows and single arm rows, dumbbell rows, stuff like that. That's from doing those movements, not from doing vertical pulling. Vertical pulling is all for width. People don't realize that. Yeah, you can do a vertical pull and do like a high row, and that'll work more of the traps and rear delt section of your back. But at the end of the day, realize that and really let that sink in. Vertical pulling is for width, horizontal pulling is for thickness, aka detail. With all that said, pick one of those that you are lacking most on and focus on that one more. Don't neglect what you're good at, obviously. Take a second and figure that out, because back training really is that simple. Thickness and width. You gotta focus on both and make sure you're always bringing up the one that is under par. Once what is your weakness goes from being a weakness to being up to par, most likely now your strong suit will be lacking behind because you were focusing on this one so much. And it's kind of like this game of tag back and forth. It's called bodybuilding. Now moving on to number 3. This is going to be deadlifts. Now I would have loved to have had this further up the line, but it's something that I did not do for a very long time. I didn't deadlift until I was about 3 years into training. So about 18, 19 is when I actually started to deadlift. And I can tell you that I was fine without them. There are a lot of great backs out there. A lot of your Mr. Olympias never deadlift and they have phenomenal backs. So you do not need it necessarily to grow a good back. But what I will say is this: deadlifts are a sure way to overload your posterior chain, whether it's sumo or conventional, which allows you to ensure that every muscle back there is being overloaded properly. And by overloading it properly, with this comes proper progressive overload. It's just very easy to progressively overload your back over time on the deadlift, because loading the barbell up is so easy to measure the weight and know how much you're lifting. I mean, come on. Hitting a PR on a cable row or a chest press machine is kind of ridiculous. You hit PRs on the big 3. Squat, bench, deadlift. Yeah, maybe like a dumbbell, maybe like an incline dumbbell PR, right? Or like a flat bench dumbbell PR. You know, you might do a overhead dumbbell PR, but for the most part, a lot of your PRs come from the barbell. Barbell, bench press, deadlift, and squat. I hope you're not doing any other kind of deadlift, like a dumbbell deadlift. That would just be kind of awkward. Either way, you guys get what I'm trying to say. The risk to reward ratio on a deadlift is absolutely atrocious. I don't know if it was Stan Efferding or Eddie Hall, World's Strongest Man, that said this, but I heard from one of them that the number one exercise to get injured on is actually the bench press, because so many people do it. Not necessarily because it's a very dangerous movement. Yeah, pec tears, whatever. It's because of the amount of people. It's the quantity of people. Well, coming in at number 2 is actually the deadlift. That's because more people get injured than actually perform the deadlift. And then like number 3 is like squat or something like that. But either way, you'd expect like squatting or like overhead shoulder pressing to be over the deadlift, because more people do squats, right, than deadlift. But the amount of injury is actually more than the amount of people that actually do it. So it puts the deadlift as number 2. I'm not sure if that's actually true. It was just what I heard, but I thought it was great, and it really puts in perspective the risk to reward ratio and how atrocious it is. There you guys have it. Those are my 3 key tips to building a good back. Number 4, which I say in like all my transformation videos, so I didn't want to say it in this video to sound redundant, but obviously none of this matters if you're not sleeping as well. Sleep is so important. I always talk about it in all my videos, and I cannot forget to mention that as like a little PS. Number 4. Once again, if you guys are new here, please subscribe. As I mentioned earlier, only 15% of you guys watching are, so please be sure to do so. If you guys enjoyed the video, if you guys want to see more of this, like it, okay? Comment down below what I should do next, and share the video with your friends if you guys want others to learn about 3 secrets that I did to grow my back. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys. Stay massive, stay Myron, and oh yeah, what's that one thing that we always say? We squat heavy. Woo! See you guys.